Okay. Call. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me start the screen share. Okay, tell me when you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so you're Lucian in this game, right?
Yep.
Okay. So let's see, Zyra Khan, Lucian Sona. Okay, no weird champs at least. That's the most annoying thing when I do these replay reviews.
Yeah, so someone trolls in your
Yeah,
your
it's like he's laying, someone's laying against like Pantheon Heimerdinger. I'm just like trying to tell him like, yeah, you
Okay,
don't normally lane
that's weird.
against.
Okay, just ditch this game.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. This matchup is pretty swingy. Are you duoed with your support this game? No.
Nope.
Okay. So this matchup is pretty swingy. You guys, it's really close. It's all about who hits six first, and who whoever hits six first is a big deal, but whoever lanes better at level 2 and gets the level 2 all in is pretty important as well. You guys are more sustain. Poke is pretty close. It's a lot of very skill oriented bottom lane. Jungle matchups, whatever. Mid matchup, gotta watch out at 6 for Talia. Swain doesn't have that good of wave clear, so be aware of Talia roam coming. Both top laners have TP, so nothing weird there. Pretty normal matchups. Well, top's a little weird, but not too bad. Okay, so let's speed up here till the game starts. Both junglers starting bottom side, just leashing, that's fine. Pretty normal. Start Q, or let's see what you start. Please tell me you start the Q.
I don't know. I don't even play bot lane that much. I only play bot lane because I can play Lucian. Like I'm practicing Lucian. I mean,
Okay,
so like, my play is so bad.
okay, that's fine. Okay, normal starts. They come in late, so you know they leashed, so you know jungler shouldn't be here until much later. Okay, this last inning to start. Okay, first mistake already. In this lane, you don't want them to get level 2 before you, and just in general, when you play bot lane, you want to be pushing for the level 2. I'll rewind it already. Like, there's no point in putting autos on the enemy AD carry, especially if they have Doran Shield, which is also what you should have started this game. There's really no point in putting autos on them, especially early. Like if you're playing Lucian, if you're playing like Caitlyn or something, you're just putting like 40 autos on them in the lane phase in like 3 minutes, then that's different. But especially if this guy has Doran Shield, level 2 spike in this lane, this GV2 lane is so important. Don't even bother wasting autos like that. You last hit all these early, which is fine. But then as soon as this happens, like you either Q him to back off, so he backs off the wave, so you can double shot the wave and push for level 3, or you set to the side and you just Q the minions when they line up. You don't back up like this. And also, if you're going to auto the enemy champion, you need to walk into the bush immediately after, so you stop taking minion aggro. Like, you don't. It's not a bunch of damage, but when you don't have Doran's shield, you have only one pot. Like, you need to save all the HP you can save. There's no point in, if you're gonna auto, like, you shouldn't be autoing in this scenario, but if you're in a scenario where you have to auto either because he's trading onto you first or whatever, as soon as you finish autoing, you get into the bush and you drop the minion aggro immediately. So once again, like, you have your Q up, and he's clearly pushing for the level 2, and your support is autoing too to help you get level 2. I don't know why you're just so passive. Like, why are you not casting spells to get level 2 here? Because you're autoing back. You're autoing back to thin out the wave and even up the wave, but you're not using spells. I don't, like, there's no reason not to. You have full mana. Like, the level 2 spike is so important in this lane. You need to be using your Q to push. You're holding on to it for no reason here.
Okay.
So you guys hit level 2 about the same time because your Sona was helping you push, whereas this Rakan was just doing nothing. So it's not the end of the world, but you guys could have hit the level 2 before them and just went on. Okay. So let's see how this trade plays out first. This is about over. Okay. So first off, like I said earlier, you should pretty much never start Doran's Blade on anyone except for Caitlyn. And second off, if you're playing just in general against like a Doran Shield lane, you don't ever want to take all-ins like that. God, your mic is really loud.
Wait, what about my mic?
It's really loud. You're like shuffling or something.
Oh, sorry for that.
Okay. So you don't ever. This is like the worst thing you can do to initiate a trade. You don't ever want to dash up into a minion wave and initiate a trade because if these guys full commit to you right now, you're straight up dead unless you flash out like immediately. If they had what does this guy have? Okay, so this guy actually wastes E. He doesn't actually snare you. If he just puts a few more autos onto you, he gets the snare off this Rakan W, you're pretty much dead, like straight up. You don't ever want to dash up to initiate a trade, like straightforward. You can dash. I'll show you what you should do instead if you want to dash. If you're going to dash to harass, you want to dash away from minions at an angle. You never, ever, ever, ever dash straight into a minion wave to start any trade. If the only reason you should ever be dashing up straight into minions is if you're last hitting someone, basically. This is like the worst way to initiate a trade because one, you blow your mobility spell at the very start, so you can't get away from this Rakan W that's about to come, and you should have been snared too, but he messes up too. Dashing up here, not only do you start eating all of the minion aggro immediately, like I said, you just can't dodge anything after that. And as Lucian, like if you're not dodging anything, like you're not a tank. Like you're just gonna get blown up. You're not tanky. The better way to have done this trade was to dash at an angle this way, and then auto him here, and then step into the bush to drop the minion aggro immediately so he can't trade back onto you. But you dash straight forward instead of to the side here. So not only is it really easy for this guy to just get the W onto you like he does, you can't drop the minion aggro while all the CC is going to hit you, so you're going to get destroyed in this trade. And this guy is Doran Shield with your blade, so it's going to be really bad for you. Even though you have sustain on your support, you don't ever want to take terrible trades like this. Okay. So good, you pop your pot immediately. This guy is not popping his pot, which is a big mistake. Okay. Just last hitting again, your cooldowns are up again. Okay. Last hitting is really sketchy. Okay, step away from the feathers, good. Okay, once again, you're not putting any pressure on their lane. Like, you have full mana and you're just holding onto your Q. There's no reason to do this. Like, if you're, like, with the way the junglers are right now, like, there's absolutely zero reason to let yourself get pushed in because you know, like, the junglers aren't even gonna come. So, you want to use your Q to put pressure on them, either by shoving the wave or hitting him with the Q. You don't want to let yourself get pushed in like this, because then you just get harassed in your tower, and your jungler is not close at all to come punish them for pushing. Like, when you realize both junglers are, when you know both junglers started bottom side, and there's a very, very low chance that they're gonna come bottom side at any point, like pre 4 or 5 minutes. Like, you want to just push and get, you want to get aggressive, and you want to get a foothold in the lane. You want to get a lead in the lane, but you're just playing. You're just letting this guy push you in and just like shove the wave into your side, which is pointless because like you guys have a strong enough 2v2 at level 2, level 3 early on that you can fight him for control of the lane, but you're just conceding everything because you refuse to use your Q to do anything. You're not using it to last hit, you're not using it to push, you're not using it to harass. You're just holding onto it while you're full mana. It's pointless. Like Lucian is supposed to be like an early lane bully, but you're just playing him really passive. Lane shoving in here. Another trade. Don't heal your support. Okay, so let's just. There's not much to this trade, but I'll just play it in half speed. So we can break down exactly what happened. So right now you have more minions. So like you're down to okay, if you had Doran's shield, it'd be fine to take trades. You can't really trade because you went Doran's Blight. But in a world where you start the right item, which is Doran's shield, and you have these minions, you have okay, so both teams have a new wave coming in, but you have 3 casters left over. So you have extra 3 minions to fight with. So in a theoretical world where you have Doran's shield, this is when you want to look for trades. Not necessarily dashing in, just like Q double shot would be fine. But like this is like whenever you have a bigger wave, you want to try to goad them into trading with you because you should win trades if you have extra minions on your side. So what happens here is your support just steps up too far to harass, just gets W'd immediately. So as soon as he gets hit by this W, and you realize Talia, I mean, no, not Talia, Xayah still has her E for the snare, you basically need to heal immediately before this Ignite comes out and look for a fight here. Most of the, like, I think you only have 1 extra minion on your side, if I'm counting right. It's kind of hard to see with this visual, but like, you're pretty even on power in a 2v2, and if you do die here though, like whoever dies in this lane, that probably means whoever wins this trade is going to get level 6 faster, which means they're going to win the lane straight up. So it's very important that you commit your spells into trying to save your support here, because dying here should mean the lane is over. And he doesn't exhaust or flash. I don't think he even had a chance to really flash. He doesn't exhaust, which is on him, but you don't heal at all. You don't heal either, which is on you. Had you healed here and Sona had survived longer, and got off like exhaust, there's a reasonable chance you like trade kills here, and you can still have a fighting chance to win the lane here. Aside from that, the only other, as far as like mechanically playing this 2v2 out goes, there wasn't really too much to change aside from your summoner spell usage. The whole thing happened so fast. Good that you Q auto double shot there. The only thing that I have to gripe about is after you dash here, you turn back for a second. There's absolutely no reason you should ever turn back here.
I was actually thinking of if I can kill that Rakan.
Yeah, there's no chance. You have no cooldowns. Or I'm pretty sure your Q's down. Let's see. It's an 8-second cooldown. I'm pretty sure that's a spectator bug. I'm pretty sure it's down. Because if you had like Ignite on him or something, maybe. But I'm pretty positive there's 0 chance you kill him here. Because you didn't skill W for a double shot. You went 2-point Q, which is fine in most cases. So
Actually, when should I go W instead of double Q for level 3?
if you think you're going to all in, W is better because you get an extra double shot. If you think you're just going to be poking and pushing, Q is better.
Okay.
Okay, so you cast Q like right here, so it's like a 7-second cooldown. The replay glitches, so it should be up at 3:59. So let's see when you turn. You'd look to turn here. No way. Your Q's not even up. There's no way you kill him. If this guy wants to, he could flash forward on you and take your heal and your flash just by flashing forward and continuing to auto you. There's no reason to ever turn here. If you had W, like maybe for like another double shot and then you heal, stay in a little longer, and then your Q comes up and then your E comes up. But like in that case with your Q down, there's not a chance. Okay, so you're pretty safe to stay here because you still have heal. You saw jungler's top side earlier, so you know you probably won't get dove for another 30 seconds. Okay, so all the feathers come back, so you're relatively safe here to auto. Make sure you hold on to your E so you can't get engaged on at all. You just want to collect these minions at the turret and then go back. So they're backing off, so pretty simple here. You just last hit these and you go back. You can do one more wave because your support's back. Okay. Push it. Okay. When you're in a situation like this where you caught the minions at your turret, right? And you know they back, so you want to do one more wave before you go back. That's fine if you need the gold. Let's see. 914. I'm assuming you do the normal Bork cleaver, or what do you do?
Bork cleaver.
Okay, so you already have enough for Vamp Scepter. You can get pots from this and a control ward, so not the worst thing to stay. So, okay, so the Q is fine. You could have stepped up a little bit, it would have hit this one too. You can cast it at the angle, like right here. If you step right up to the first melee minion, it'll hit 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of 1, 2, 3. So that's a small thing. Double shot immediately. You have your W. You have all this mana and you're 100% backing. Just W the back wave here. W the back wave here. Double shot this one. Dash to kill another one. Then Q and finish off the last few. Right here, you're like waiting to last hit. You like wait a little bit to last hit, and then you're like, oh, this is gonna take too long. And you auto this one, and then you wait to last hit again, and then you miss that one. And you had your W up this whole time. And you have all this mana. When you're in a situation like that where you're doing an extra wave, like in most cases, if you have what you need already, you just back after catching this wave. If you're doing an extra wave, like you need to get that push fast. You don't have the luxury to just stay and last hit like that. You have to just make sure you're autoing and you're using your spells on cooldown as that's coming. Like otherwise, it's just too slow. If these guys are just like a little bit faster and they freeze this wave on you here, when you're forced to go back, like you have to go back after this, then you're fucked if they freeze it properly, because they already have a lead on you because they have a kill. So they don't make it in time to freeze it, so good for you. But in other cases, that will happen. So this should be Vamp Scepter, Pot Control Ward. Let's see what you buy. You have 1050, so 900, 775, 50. So
I think I went double Dorans.
oh god. Oh god.
Is that probably the worst thing I could have gone?
No, it's not the worst thing you could have gone. You could have gone like Boots double longsword or something and got no pots. But double Dorans just isn't super useful because you go Bork first, so you're getting lifesteal anyway. So this lifesteal is irrelevant. Vamp Scepter gives you more AD than Doran's Blade, so that's irrelevant. And then all you're getting is the health, which is nice, but Bork, when you finish it, as is like the active and the attack speed it gives you in general, that's just better for an all-in than what Doran's Blade will give you, and Doran's Blade is delaying your build. Double Dorans is like dead. I would almost never do double Dorans anymore.
I don't know, because I always do double Dorans on like top lane Jays and Yasuos.
Double Dorans is dead on AD carry, like, just because if you're either rushing Bork or you're rushing Essence Reaver now as AD carry, and
Wait, what about Death Dance?
Death Dance is okay too sometimes. I think Bork is just more consistent. In some cases, if you're literally just getting dove on by like the whole enemy team, you can rush Death Dance. That's not really going to happen in this game because this is a backline mage. He might dive you, but if you can't outplay this guy with just a Bork, then we've got other problems. And this guy will dive you, but he's a tank. Death Dance doesn't help you kill him at all. Bork will, and the lifesteal you get from Bork should be enough to kite him out properly. Once again, if you need Death Dance to survive these two divers, you're going to have a lot of problem playing AD carry in general. It's like maybe if this was like a Zed or something too, and this was like an Alistar or someone who's going to dive you, so basically like everyone is going to dive you, then you can look to rush Death Dance. But just in general, Bork is way more consistent, because most team comps should at least have one pretty tanky person, and they shouldn't be able to 100-0 you unless you horribly misplay. So having Bork so you shred them faster and it still gives you lifesteal is just more consistent than Death Dance. But there are definitely some cases where Death Dance is okay.
Okay. Wait, is Ghost Blade still okay on Lucian?
Is what split?
Ghost Blade?
Oh, Ghost Blade. No, not really. Bork is just better.
I don't know. I feel like I think I went like Bork and Cleaver into Ghost Blade.
Bork and Cleaver. No, don't ever do that. That's super inefficient. The only time the only time Ghostblade was ever good was like as a rush, and even now it's just not a better rush than Bork, because you're trading attack speed and lifesteal for lethality and move speed, which is just a terrible trade. You get a little more AD with Youmu's too, but it's just not worth it anymore. Bork is just way more consistent because of how much Lucian should be autoing in fights. Yeah, Youmu's just not worth it anymore. Lethality is just too nerfed. Just last hitting under turret here. The item you should be getting after Cleaver in most cases is Phantom Dancer. Okay, yeah, once again, you can't initiate trades, Badashian. Okay, so let me just replay it and have speed. So you're just last hitting here, that's fine. You got enough AD to last hit it without your support prepping because you got double Dorans and a longsword. Once again, you don't ever want to just dash up like this into a wave that's coming. Like, it's so easy for them to just hit you with everything. You don't have tools to outplay their crowd control once you initiate a fight with the dash. Your dash should always be, or almost always be, reactive. You're only ever dashing forward if you're so ahead that you know that nothing they can do to you when you dash up is going to matter. Not the case at all in this lane. Look how much damage you're going to take immediately here. Alright.
Oh, that Shia actually missed that skill shot.
Yeah. You still get rooted though. So into the knock up here. If this guy ignited you, you were dead. Or not, maybe not dead, but you were going back to base if that ignite came out on you. He doesn't even need a heal here, but he does. So yeah, like don't ever initiate trades. Like if they were 6 and you dash up like that, you're instantly dead. If this is like a different support, maybe like you're just instantly dead. If his ignite is up, you're instantly dead. Just don't ever initiate trades with dash up unless you're super fed already. Okay. So thankfully this guy is blind and doesn't see Elise coming in on the ward, so he's dead here. But once again, don't ever initiate trades like that. It's gonna get you killed 9 times out of 10. Or maybe not 9 times out of 10, but it's gonna get you killed a lot. It's like the worst way to initiate trades. Thankfully your jungler comes and bails you out here. So now you're actually in a pretty good spot in the lane, because you can shove this into the turret. Okay. Same thing as before. Make sure you're autoing this whole time instead of waiting for last hits. It's actually a very big deal. Okay. Okay. And just go back here. What are you doing? Go back, go back, go back. Why? Okay. Wasted a bit of time. But yeah, there's no point in hitting the turret like this early on because death timers aren't long enough for you to get meaningful damage onto it. So it's just better to reset so you get a good buy rather than so you don't miss any minions. Like if you hit this turret and then recall once this wave is dead, they're gonna come back into the lane. You have to back because you can't stay at this HP and mana. They're gonna shove it into their turret, shove it into your turret, and you're gonna miss minions walking back to lane. Which is why you just instantly back here. You can't kill a turret, and the damage you put onto it won't be meaningful. So just back instantly, just like Sona did. There's no point in staying at all. If you had level 6 here and you needed to cull the next wave for like an item, okay, that's fine. But what do you have here? 892. Once again, you have basically what you need. I'm assuming you go Vamp Scepter like Boots here, or Vamp Scepter Longsword. So you don't really need to save for anything. You're not even level 6 to kill the wave, so it's a moot point. So what do you buy? Vamp Scepter and Longsword. Okay, that's fine.
Is buying a boot early actually worth the investment?
You buy boots early when you get put in a position where they're gonna shove the wave into your turret and you're gonna miss minions without the boots. It basically, because you're gonna get it anyway, you just get it so you miss less minions. That's basically it. But you're not in that case right now, so you don't need to buy it. Other than that, you usually just get your bilge water first, and then that's when you would start looking for boots after Cutlass is done. And just it's a reactional buy early boots. Like if you get like sent back because like you got ganked or you died 2v2 or something, and they're shoving into your turret, you want to miss less minions, you get the boots because it saves you like a minion or two, and a minion or two, or maybe even more, depending on how the wave looks. And then you need boots later anyway, so it's not like you're wasting too much. You should be a little more careful when you 2v2. Okay. So you're alright, this last hitting here. Okay. Pretty normal. Okay. Ah, okay. The best way to do that is just auto queue immediately. You hesitated a little bit, that's why you missed it. You would have gotten it otherwise. Okay. 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 So when you're level 6, your culling is like really strong. The best way you want to look for trades is you want to open up like kind of from, I'll actually rewind it to where you were. So the wave's going to hit middle here, right? So first off, they're level 5 and you're level 6. So you can actually dash at like an angle right here, like right here. Don't dash upwards. Dash at an angle to like this side. So if they want to commit into you, like it's very hard for them to commit into you if you dash like here instead of like here. Because if you dash here, then it's very easy for you to just back up and kite away. Whereas if you dash here, then you have to take the long walk out. If you dash here at an angle and take a trade with them, and you're level 6 to their 5, they can't really escalate the trade into you. into an all-in because they have to respect your level 6. So this is one of the few cases if you find to initiate a dash, a trade with dash, but you still don't want dash straight in. You want dash straight in goal. So they hit level 6 right there, so you can't initiate with dash anymore. But what you can do is you can open up with W, like right here, like shoot it from here to here, W him, and then double shot him, and then start backing up, back into the bush to drop minion aggro. If he tries to escalate the trade on you after you W double shot him, it's hard for him to catch you because you have W's movement speed and you save your E. So if he tries to throw like a skill shot at you, you can dash it, and then after his skill shot misses, you can escalate the all-in from there with like calling and stuff, and you can stay out of his range if you call properly. So once you're level 6, like it's really nice to just kind of just like bait them into like trading with you by opening with W. Obviously you can't do it too much because it costs a bit of mana, but it's nice to throw it out like once or twice and see how they react to it. If they react to it like poorly, then you can get a good all-in potentially. Okay, so you're just autoing from the bush here. Supports aren't level 6 yet, so you don't have to respect that. I'd say your level 6s are pretty close. The thing is, you can always dash. You can dash away from his ult, whereas he can't dash from your ult. He has to like flash it, or if you have like the W on him and you're calling with the movement speed, it's really, really hard for him to get out of it. And it's also like often when you hit level 6 on Lucian, even if like it won't be able to kill them, if you hit like a W into calling when they don't have minions to block, and it either forces out his ult or he loses like half his HP, you can bully him from there. Like you can start zoning him from the minions because he'll be half HP from your calling and he can't step up the last hit. So just using your calling to get lane like priority or just like lane advantage, because like he's not gonna step up to you at half health, right? He can't step up to you, or you just like you guys combo him and he's dead. So like just using it to shove them away from the wave so they can't last hit to get a lead that way is also really, really good. You don't always have to save calling for like a gank or like a long all-in. Like you can just use it to shove them away. So Sona's level 6 now, so you need to be playing upwards. You need to start playing like right here. Like stand right in front of the wave to not let him last it while Rakan is level 5, while your Sona is level 6. Because you should not be afraid of them right now with your 2 level 6s versus their 6 and 5. He's about to hit 6, but that's not the point. You want to zone him away right now because you want to make him respect your ultimates. So Rakan, still level 5. He's going to hit 6 on the next minion. But like, if you're playing back here, okay, you're going to ward now, but like you could have been playing up. So, okay, that ward is useless. That ward is pretty much useless. It doesn't give you enough advance notice for when a jungler comes. Unless you're like right here. But the thing is, your lane is pushing. So you're soon going to be like right here, or like right here. And when you're in these positions, in this pocket of the lane, and someone comes through and you see him on this ward, it's too late, you're dead. So if you're going to go ward, you need to just commit to putting it out further, like right here, or putting it in the tri-bush, because that doesn't do you anything. Okay. So Rakan level 6 now, so you can't aggressively look for an all-in. You can still look for something into calling to shove him away, but that's about it. Okay. So wave's coming in here, you have to respect the feathers, so you just back up here, kind of let him clear it. Your Sona's... Okay. So there's been multiple times this game now where your Sona walks up to poke. And this case, it's fine. You can't do anything because you're killing minions. But there's one that's about to come up where he steps up to poke and you stay behind for no reason. Like you walk up, so he's about to poke right here. You need to be like, not next to him so you don't get AoE'd by Rakan W, but Xayah just used her E to clear the wave. So the only thing you need to respect right now is like Rakan W. And the Sona walks up to trade and you're sitting, why are you sitting here, right? Like if you step up like right here and you're trading with the Sona, you're poking out with the Sona, they can't hit both of you and you're gonna win the trade. But you leave him to poke alone, so he just gets returned. He still wins the trade, but like you can, if you hit like a Q double shot onto her, as well as that Sona damage, she'd be so low right now. You could go straight into calling, you could hit her with call, she either ultimates or she has to go back to base. Like this is just a missed opportunity. Like when you have minions already pushed into them, you need to be looking for trades like aggressively. You play so passive, like The only times like you dash in for a trade, like you're about to dash in again for trades. Whereas there's all these little pockets that you could use to just like land a Q double shot or a W double shot, but you don't take any of them. Like the only way to trade with Lucian is not dashing in. In fact, that's like the worst way to trade with Lucian. Like you want to always keep your E at the end to dash away from their counter harass. Like you want to open up trades with Q and autos if possible. Look what happens here. So, not the worst all-in the world, but like, look what happens when you dash in, right? You have to flash away from everything. And once you dash in, they know, oh, this guy has, if he doesn't have flash, we hit him with stuff, he's dead. If you don't have flash in this case, you're 100% dead. This is why you don't open up with dash. Like, imagine, instead of dashing up here, you had just walked up and queued him. Like, through this minion, or just walked up. He can't step up to you. He cannot step up to you if you just walk up and queue. Or you walk up and threaten you're gonna queue. But instead, you give him, like, look at the HP here, right? Look at the HP here. This should not be close at all. But it ends up being a really close all-in because you dash in and you get hit by, like, literally everything. Look at this. Dashes in, charms you, that, and then I think the snare misses you. If the snare hits you there, you're dead. Like, this guy didn't even need an ult. He literally could have just put a few more feathers out and then snared you, and then into ultimate, and you would have been dead. But he misplays it, so you survive here. And this all comes because you try to dash forward. So, luckily for you, they fuck up the all-in execution, so you don't die here, and because you have a little bit of sustain from Sona, and you have Pots and a Vamp Scepter, Zaya's Essence Reaver Rush, he doesn't have Vamp Scepter, so you can stay in the lane now, but like, against like people who play that properly, you should have been dead for dashing up there. Okay, so junglers are mid, so you don't have to be too worried here. You can continue looking. You still have your heal, they still have their heal. Down Ignite, down Exhaust. And you're down your Flash, obviously. Okay, so Lucian is still mid here, so you should actually take this time. I believe okay, Sona has a Trinket Ward and Sightstone. So you should actually take this time and clear out the Tribush by, like, you want to ward it, and then, obviously you don't know they have a pink right now, but you should be warding it right now, and then clearing the pink when you see it. Because right here, you don't really have any, you're not going to have many minions at the turret. So you can't really poke for very long at the turret, and you don't have culling either. You already used it in that all-in earlier. So this is the time you take to clear out the Tribush, because they still have to clear the minions, but like you don't have enough minion wave built up to actually like poke them meaningfully under the turret here. So this is the time where you would go clear the Tribush, especially because after he pushes this wave, this guy's gonna disappear, and you don't know where he's going. Okay, so
Oh, I kind of actually believe it's just like 10 minutes in game.
oh.
So much fucking mistakes.
Okay. This is a really awkward all-in. Oh god, what the hell? Oh my god. Okay, so let's watch this fight again. Slow motion. So
She actually backed off. I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, once again, dashing in. Okay,
This is
so
probably the best thing I can take out of this replay.
yeah, I hate to like beat a dead horse, but it's like this is like such a very bad error that like you need to Okay, so
I don't know. Like when I read guides online about Lucian, they told me to like EAQ.
yeah, they tell you the combo, but they don't tell you like if you're playing against people who know what they're doing, that combo kills you. So like yeah, I understand. A lot of new like what elo are you right now? Is this account?
Okay, for my 80 carries probably silver. For my top, it's like it's lot 3 right now. I think I'm sitting.
This account is Plat. Okay, so I've seen
Plat is
people.
trash.
I've seen people who are like Diamond 5, Diamond 3 who don't understand. Okay, maybe they don't dash in like all the time, but like they dash like improperly. Like it's very there's a lot of people who just don't understand how to trade properly in bottom lane. So don't feel bad like about like the fact that you do these kind of things. It's like it's pretty common in a lot of people, especially because people they watch like I'm streaming, you're the same. You watch these like 80 carry montages. You see like Double If, you see Cutie Pie. They make all these aggressive dashes in lane and stuff. But what people don't understand is like those dudes, they understand the like 1 in 10 situations where like dashing forward is a good idea because like either like mental calculations in their head or the minion wave that's there or like the lane positioning or like the cooldowns and stuff. They understand that and they take that into account most of the time, and that's why they know, oh, I can dash in here. It's not, it's very, but like in reality, like there's very few situations where you want to be dashing in like this. So like it's a pretty normal thing. Like it's not something to feel bad about. Like, but yeah, it's definitely a habit to get out of. Like once again, like dashing in here, just not ideal. Once again, like this guy uses his E like really early in all these trades, so you get out with your life probably more than you should, but yeah, just in general.
Which is probably more than 0. She's dead.
Yeah, definitely dead. You got out there.
I think I got dived. Wait, no. I think I backed like in the last second.
Okay. Well, okay, that's good. Probably should walk a little further to recall in that scenario, but
yeah, that's a goodbye to that trade anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So Bilgewater, you finish Bilgewater, you double long boots. Okay, that's fine. It's actually probably the best buy you could have done. Let me see how much gold you had. 1132, and what do you have double? Okay, so 250 combined for Bilgewater, boots, double long. Yeah, that's probably about the best thing you can buy here. No
I
arguments.
actually don't know when should I stop buying pots.
Once you have Vamp Scepter, you should pretty much never buy more than 1 pot, because you shouldn't need it. Like, if you take, like, a really bad trade to the point where you can't step up to last hit with Vamp Scepter anymore, that's why you get the extra pot, just in case. You just get 1 pot, so, like, if you do take a bad trade like that, and you start getting zoned from your minions, if you pot up, you should be able to get enough HP back to step up and last hit again. If you get put to a point where, like, you're so low that even after you pop an HP pot, you can't step up to the minions, at that point, you should just be recalling anyway. So, generally just 1 pot once you have Vamp Scepter. Just to be safe, but like if you don't have slot for it, then it's not the end of the world. It's just kind of like a safety thing. The more pots you have, like the more, like I guess leeway you have to take like a bad trade. Okay, so this guy is
dead.
I don't know
dead.
what is going on here. It's not really important to you. Okay, actually you should have walked. You should have walked differently. So let's watch this fight, okay? So you're right here. This fight. Okay, so from this perspective, it looks like this guy's dead right now. So you're still walking. You start curving a little bit here. Okay.
I'm actually thinking if I should walk there.
Yeah, at this point, once he's gotten them to this low, like from right here, it looked like he was just dead in like a second, right? But he actually lives quite a while longer. Puts a lot of damage on their backline here, and Elise comes to makes it to reinforce. So at this point, you should be curving over, because at this point, this fight is very turnable by you. You got your culling, you don't have your summons, but you got your Bilgewater to slow one guy, you got attack speed to put out autos. At this point, you should be curving to come to this fight. Just go over here, dash over the wall, look for a culling on someone, Bilgewater someone, at least cut off Lucian from going this way upwards, and force them to go out that way, so Elise can chase straight. But instead, you just go straight into lane. You have to end up going around, like we're about to see. Because like if you had come cut this way, free kill. This guy might get it anyway, but like would have been free kill for you. This guy comes in, so another free kill for you if you go this way. 2 kills, and you probably clean up this guy too. Honestly, you might anyway, but like you would have done it faster. Maybe you wouldn't have to use Sona ult. Maybe you would have saved more summoners. Like just in general. You didn't even get an assist. You didn't get. Oh, okay. You got 1. You got kill and assist. Okay, and you got Talia too. So it works out, but like, you need to be paying more attention. Like, you definitely should have cut across that way. Once the fight looked like it was going to be something you could help out in. Okay. Just last hitting here. So this is actually a case where you can like dash up to him. Because you have your jungler coming, you have Bilgewater Cutlass to slow him, and worst comes to, like, he shouldn't be able to chase you. He shouldn't be able to chase and kill you here.
Alright, so I should dash in right now.
Yeah, like this is because you have all the minions on your side and you have your team coming, so you can actually just dash up here and hit him with Bilge Water. Like you can literally just dash up and Bilge Water. You don't even have to auto, and then Elise will probably kill him by himself. Because he doesn't have his support here. You know, there's no threat from jungler. There's no threat from mid lane because they just both died. This guy's still dead. Like the only thing you have to take into account is what she can do to you, and she should never be able to kill you. Like 1v1. Plus your team's coming. So this is like a small scenario where you would dash up. But because you don't, he kind of just walks away into the turret, and you're not going to kill him. It's not guaranteed you would have killed him even if you had dashed up, but you just could have there. Like, you have Bilge Water, you can just dash up and slow him, and then Elise can run him down.
So I suppose my sense isn't strong enough? Like, I don't know. Wow. Okay, that Liz almost killed herself just now.
Yeah. The main thing you need to watch out for when you dash up is that, because when you dash up, it's really easy for you to get CC'd. But if you're dashing up in a 1v1 is like completely different in most cases, because most AD carries don't even have CC, right? If you dash up to Jhin, what is he like realistically gonna do to you, right? He's gonna auto Q
He's
you.
gonna W me.
I mean, he can W you, but you can sidestep that because he's gonna cast it while you're like autoing him because you dashed up to him first. It's very easy to sidestep his W if you have W on him with the movement speed there. Like, what is I think Renee like, I guess like Caitlyn can like net you and stuff, but just in general, like dashing up in a 1v1 versus AD carries isn't that big a deal. It's a big deal when you start dashing up with the support there, because like what happens if you dash up into an Alistar, right? You just get destroyed. You dash up into like a Blitzcrank, you get destroyed. You dash up into like a Nami, or maybe not Nami as much as like other champs, but like dash up into a Braum, you get destroyed. Dash up into Leona, you get destroyed. Dash up into a Khan, you get destroyed. Like, because the support like locks you down and the AD carry just free hits you. But when it's a 1v1, like it's different. Lucian's really, really good at 1v1ing. But like, yeah, just in a 2v2 lane, that's when you should almost never be doing it. Okay.
Oh, by the way, is Triforce good on Lucian?
No. No. It's way too expensive for what it gives. No.
No, I've actually seen people going like Bork into
Bork
Cleaver
Trinity?
into like Triforce.
That's terrible because you're wasting one Trinity Force is super expensive, two, you don't have crit in that build, and three, Trinity Force and Black Cleaver share the movement speed passive, so you're wasting gold there too. It's just way too expensive for what it gives. Your burst is higher, so you 1v1 better, but the thing is, Phantom Dancer gives you crit, gives you more attack speed than Trinity. It doesn't give you HP, but it does give you the passive, so you're still really good at 1v1ing, and it's legit like almost 1300 cheaper. So you can literally go Phantom Dancer BF Sword for the cost of Trinity Force, and that BF Sword goes into IE, and once you hit IE, if you're taking into account 4-item spikes, I'd say Trinity Force, Black Cleaver, Bork is slightly stronger than Bork, Black Cleaver, Phantom Dancer, but it's all downhill from there. The Trinity Force, as soon as you hit IE, the Trinity Force build will never, ever, ever catch up or even be close to the amount of damage the PD IE build puts out. The Trinity Force is just too expensive. It's not worth it anymore. Maybe for like solo lane Lucian, because solo lane Lucian fulfills like a different purpose than AD carry Lucian, but for AD carry Lucian, definitely no. Okay, so you guys are dead. Not much you can do about this, just try to finish him off. Yeah, not much you can do done about this, so let's just watch this fight out. So...
Well, I don't even think I stand a chance there anyway. Like, not gonna escape, not gonna get anything. Could have just backed as a taunt.
Okay, so what I actually would have done here is, this guy's lower. I think if you went on this guy instead to try to kill him instead of Zaya, probably would have been a little bit better, but regardless, you're probably fucking this scenario, yeah. But if you put it on him instead, like maybe, I don't know, maybe they get scared and actually no, they don't even have heal, yeah. That's about the only thing I might change in that scenario, but other than that, yeah, you were pretty fucked. So let's see here. You have enough to finish recurve bow, and then if you want like no magic or cloth armor for Tabi or treads, you could do that. You could do that too. In this case, it was a tough game. Honestly, Tabi and Treads both aren't bad. I would pretty much never go Greaves. I don't know if you do it yet, but I don't think Greaves are like ever the correct boots of choice on Lucian if you're doing Bork Rush, which you should be. So yeah, just don't do Greaves, please. It's just not worth it for the gold it costs and how much tankier you are with just Treads slash Tabi. Um, I'm assuming you're.
I think I ended up with Greaves.
Oh god. I'm assuming you do 18-12-0 Masters.
18, 12. Yeah.
I would start doing 0-12. I'll show you a mastery tree after this game. That just for, I'll remind myself to show you the better masteries. I think 18-12-0 is very very overrated. I'm quite positive 18-0-12 is better in most scenarios, and I'll explain that to you after the game. So you finish recurve bow there. You don't pick up. Alright, even if you are gonna go Greaves though, you should pick up the dagger for the Greaves here, rather than just sitting on the extra gold. Yep. So do another wave here. You just lost first blood turret bottom. Sucks, but not much to get done about it. Okay, there's no reason to be last hitting here. Yeah, just push. Just push. Okay, push. You push just like too slowly, but at least you understand you should be pushing. So there's that. In a 1v1 you don't really win right now. That guy's got... You could win if he gets super unlucky with Essence Reaver and crits you 0 times, but you shouldn't be banking on it. Kind of just let him shove the wave in and then catch it when it comes back. Take Gromp here, that's completely fine. Your jungler won't be happy at you, but whatever. Stay for this wave, stay for this wave. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, you have a level lead. Oh, I know you don't have a level lead anymore. Oh, no. Okay.
Well, I think that probably wasn't a good trade, but it ended up good, so.
Let me just play that. Okay, so there's a lot of... Okay, so he uses E here, so like you could actually go onto him here, but you should open him with W first, so you can follow him with the R. You can trace him with your R. Because if you have W...
Wait, so I think I have to auto attack my W to trigger that.
No, your W movement speed applies from if anyone on your team hits someone. It's either damages or let's see, it's damage or auto attacks. Okay, yeah, it's damage. It's not even autos. It's any damage you put out and any damage your team puts out on someone who's W using movement speed.
Oh, so like W alt.
Yeah, so you're supposed to W into ult. That's how you chase people down. Yeah. And it also makes it like easier. Like you can keep like if someone tries to like walk side to side out of your culling and you have the W movement speed, they never outrun you, so you can just trace the culling onto them the whole time. So had you W'd onto him here, you would have missed like 0 bullets. Okay, so pretty clean. That's about the only real difference I would have changed. Just open up with the W first. And you need a bilge water too, actually. You actually might have been able to kill him had you done both of those.
If I W'd and bilge watered, probably.
Or
maybe she would have like flagged earlier.
She would have healed. This is the only real difference. But yeah, you actually don't want to open up with culling most cases. Like I said, you open up with W, but then you want to double shot and then Q normally. And then when he tries to put return spells onto you, then you would E and then start culling. Like E double shot into culling once your things are down. Because the thing is, your culling lasts for like a good like 2.5 seconds, I believe it is. 3 seconds. So 3 seconds, and that's 3 seconds where like you can't cast Q and W, right? But like if you cast Q and W at the start and then you cull, by the end of the fight they'll come up again, right? So you do like the most damage in like in a rotation that way. If you open up with Q and W first and then you cull somewhere in the middle and then your Q comes back up and you finish them off with that. Regardless, I don't really think you have much chance killing this guy because he has double summoners here. He doesn't even end up using heal, but yeah, this could have mechanically been played better. So yeah. That's the power of Lucian in 1v1. Like, this guy literally has, he's got 5k gold to your 4.9, but you have 1k sitting on you and he's got 400 sitting on him. So
wait, we got like 1 kill and 3 assists and I have like 7 minions over him. How the hell?
How does
this work?
First blood, I think.
Oh.
Because I think he first blooded Sona, right? And also turret gold.
I think he did. I don't know.
Turret gold as well. So, but well, the point I'm trying to make is he's got basically 4,500 gold spent right now, and you've got 3,900 gold spent right now, and you just destroyed him in a 1v1, and it wasn't close. Like, that's how strong Lucian is in 1v1s. Like, he literally has his first item done, and you don't. You have components, but you don't have it done. And he has to flash away from you. Okay. So, you should just walk out here. Something you can do to you. Sona kills Zaya. Okay. Builds water here. Should be a pretty free kill.
Oh, I was so tilted by this. Look at this way.
Oh. It's okay. Okay. So you can push this. You got Sona with you here. Save your mana to queue the next wave. Okay. Just last hit the cannon and then queue and push this next wave. Because the thing is, like, this wave is pushing. You're literally gonna lose all these minions for free. Like, if you had to stay, then just killed all these. Even queuing that one, like, just pushing this with no mana is still worth it. Because, like, no one is gonna get these now when you're back. Because this wave is, you have more minions built up here, and the next wave is gonna come and it's gonna push all the way to this turret slowly, and you're just gonna lose all their minions from this wave and this wave because you didn't push this. Yeah, like these are all gonna die, and this is gonna come, and these are all gonna die too. And that's 300 gold worth of minions just gone. Okay, so you got your Bork now, you got your
Greaves.
dagger for Greaves. I'm not gonna talk about it.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't even know when should I start rotating as bot lane.
Let's see. So in this case, Galio, he's MR stacked. He's not got armor yet. Vladimir has TP. I'd say had you pushed this properly, you would just swap now. Because like the wave would be like right here instead, and they would have to catch it soon, and then Vladimir could just meet it, and you'd go top, and you'd look to break top turret with Sona. Because you're actually pretty fucking strong right now, despite losing your turret. You hit your one item spike. And Sona's really, really strong at the moment. She's got 3 kills. You guys could bully the Galio out because he's MR stacked rather than armor. He's only got cloth right now. About this is like generally either when you get first turret bottom or your turret goes down, you shove out the wave and you look to swap. And just send your top laner into the bottom lane. But that depends on like there's multiple factors to it, but just in general that's usually the right play. It's not always the right play, but more often than not, it will be the right play.
Oh, and when should I start grouping mid?
After you get the outer top and bottom, ideally. It's, once again, not always going to be the case, but that's generally when it'll happen. And like if your lane is pushed, like, and your top laner doesn't want you to go top or whatever, just go mid. Like, unless you can kill the turret safely, just go mid. There's no need to stay bottom like for a wave like that. Like you're not like it's already gonna push. It's too late. Just go mid and like go help a fight. Okay, so I can't really do anything in this scenario. Your team's already lost the fight.
Oh, does Lucian fall off very hard in late game?
Very hard? No. He definitely does he fall off? Yeah, but it's not like he's useless late game. He's definitely like on the lower end of the spectrum for AD carries later, just because like he's very short range. But you'll always at least contribute like your culling to a fight, which is pretty devastating to at least like one person. So while he does fall off, it's not like he's useless or anything late game.
Oh, I think he can one-shot a carry with his culling.
Yeah, you can. Like it's gotta get blocked like pretty much all the time. But okay, so look at what just happened because you didn't push this bot lane out properly. Let's rewind all the way. So let's rewind all the way to your recall, okay? So we'll speed up here. Because you don't recall this, let's just watch the bot wave and watch what you have to do because there's nothing to farm now. So it's coming in slowly. So Zaya gets to go mid here because this bot wave is absolutely terrible for you. It's gonna slow push all the way in. You start walking because you're like, oh wait, there's minions, and wait, no, there's no minions because it all built up. You go late to this fight. You can't do anything in this fight because Zaya's here. And now that the fight is lost, you start to go bottom, but look, there's no minions to farm because you fucked up the wave. So literally, you just spent all this time. You're gonna end up throwing this culling here. It doesn't really do anything, but it's not the worst thing in the world to use it, because guess what? You can't do anything. You have nothing to farm because you fucked up the wave. So they stop your recall here, but it doesn't really matter because you still have to recall because you have nothing to farm. And that's literally just a good like closer to 3 minutes by the time it's gonna start pushing back where you just didn't do anything because you fucked up your wave. You need to identify like when like you need to push it in like that. Like when it's pushing like that already, you need to just stay and shove it faster because you need to reset it ASAP. It basically reset in like the worst way possible, which was like it just slow pushed the whole way instead of just like if you had killed that minion wave, it would have been fast pushed. Xayah wouldn't have been able to come to this fight. You could have just rotated to mid instead of him. Taken a 4v3, would have won the fight, and then maybe you could have gotten Herald or something or mid tower off of it. But instead, you're like hesitant because you don't know like whether you go get the wave or not. Your team fights. Xayah can go to the fight without losing any minions because the wave is slow pushing, and you lose the fight. And then because you lose the fight, you can't step up in that far to farm anymore, and you literally just spend 2 minutes doing nothing. So
Wow.
yeah.
The difference of 4 minions.
Yep. Okay, so I don't know what this guy's doing. I don't know why this guy's here, but he's dead. Oh god. Please. Oh wow. What a tragedy. Okay. Well. Just catch the wave here. Xayah finally pushed it out. So you have minions to farm again. How much gold are you down now? Okay, you're actually not down too much, so it's not the end of the world, but lost a lot of farming time. So Rakan has to back, so you can do another wave. You're about to see Lee Sin top. Like, even without seeing Lee Sin, it's pretty safe.
I think I saw Lucian top, so I started walking top with my jungler.
Oh god. Just shove this wave into the turret. Like, you don't have to shove this one. It's not like the last one where, like, it's gonna freeze or, like, it's gonna slow push in an awful spot for you. But, like, you're safe to just shove this. Like, you can just shove this and then rotate. It's just free farm. Okay. So, what you should have in the back of your mind right now is you're level 9, so you're going to be switching to blue trinket on your next back, so you want to get your trinket wards out before you go back, because they'll stay on the map even after you switch to blue trinket. Otherwise, they're just wasted, so you want to look for, before you recall, just find a spot to put them down. Okay, so they summon Rift top here. You're here to counter at least terrible Cocoon. Okay, dash up here, good. Okay, so now you can look for top turret because Xayah's pushing bottom. You're actually gonna have to recall probably. She's pushing it too fast. So you should just clean this out and then go back. Go back. The wave is coming. This is like they can kill this turret without you. Oh no.
I don't know, I think we actually meant to trade it or whatever.
That's not a good trade.
Yeah, it's like a tier 1 for a tier 2.
Yeah. God damn, this is a mess. God, everyone's just missing everything. Okay. So, lose to your team here. Team rotates really terribly because you guys allocated way too many people to the top lane. So yeah, you stay and push here because you killed Galio and he TP'd. So yeah, this is the right play. But this is the right play at the point after what happened. But like in general, it shouldn't have happened this way. Yeah, don't recall for Lee Sin. Jesus, Titanic Hydra Lee Sin. What the fuck?
And he actually meant to win this game. What the fuck?
Okay, so walk all the way back here. You should recall here. What are you doing? No, don't get this red buff. Oh no. Okay, well, first off, as you're walking all the way here, you should drop one of your wards here, you should drop another ward here, and then recall. Because, one, like, you're literally about to recall right now. Like, let's see. You have 1058, your next item is Cleaver, 1250 for Phage. This won't give you Phage. Alright, so you don't have the excuse of, I needed to do the red buff for the gold. So that's immediately out the window. And if you recall after this, oh no, God help me. Okay, so you're at least doing this. Jeez, this is like slightly more acceptable, but still very bad. Because you're wasting the red buff. If anything, do this first and then go get red buff so you don't waste as much red buff. Okay, at least you use your mana to push fast. Okay, so I'm assuming it was for Phage, which is... it's fine. I guess Phage is a pretty big step up from Ruby Crystal. Longsword also allows you a slot to buy a control ward. So the act of doing this wasn't that bad, but you need to do this first before this, so you don't waste so much red buff. Because let's look at your red buff duration, okay? So you're backing now. You're backing now. Your team's fighting. Not necessarily your fault. You should have been backpinging them, but it happened. Okay. Once again, you didn't use these wards, you didn't switch to blue trinket, you bought the Phage, you didn't buy a control ward, and you did the red buff first instead of doing the red buff second. So by the time you finally make it to start doing things on the map again, you're stopping to type. Don't stop to type ever. Let's see, like you still can't do anything right now because they're 4-man strong mid. So your red buff's useless, your red buff's useless, your red buff's useless, your red buff's useless, your red buff's still useless.
What the fuck?
And
yeah, I actually meant to calling just like shove the minions out.
So you've literally just used half of your duration of your red buff and you've accomplished nothing with it. Like you just wasted a red buff essentially. Because what's gonna happen now after what the hell? Alright, he's inting. It's gonna happen now. Oh god. I can't believe that worked. Okay. Okay. So what I was about to say is, what should normally happen is they back off, and you have nothing to hit because they backed off, and you end up using basically your whole red buff on hitting minions only. But it actually came into use because they made the wrong play. But that doesn't excuse that doesn't excuse getting the red buff at that time. You don't ever want to waste.
I was actually so frustrated. I actually dealt so much in this whole time, and I got like literally 0 kills.
So thankfully,
so frustrating.
Play works out. You should drop a ward in the middle of the lane after you guys finish pushing here. You really need to use
that ward.
It lets you see where people exit the lane. Like if you have it like right here, and like they have to, they're gonna cross like this way to go ward Baron, right? Go up through here, and they're gonna go ward Baron like through here, right? So if you have a ward right here, you can see if their jungler goes over to farm rafters through here. You can see if their support goes upwards through here, and you can make a lot of inferences based on where they pass this ward from. Because basically, like they can path like this way to go to rafters, but the fastest pathing is through mid, and the fastest pathing to go up to Baron is through mid as well. So if you have a ward in the middle of the lane here, then you get a lot of information on where people are running to. Okay, so push up here, aggressive in the fight. Oh god. Okay, so you get saved. So fine, you do your job, dash up. You guys have a numbers advantage, and you identify that. You just blow them up with your lead. That's good. So you buy your cleaver here. Once again, holding on to these wards, and you're no blink trinket yet. So you just finished cleaver, so that's fine. You should have waited for a control. Once again, you don't buy controls either. That's something you gotta work on. Okay. Okay.
Oh, by the way, Vladimir is so broken right now.
He's pretty strong, yeah.
I even bought like Executioner's Calling the first item, and I can't beat him.
Okay. So kind of awkward. You can't just walk up to group with your team, but the play is like already over. Just take their jungle here. Okay. So Sona broke bot turret for you. The wave is pushing, so you should just go mid here.
Sona probably did more than I did this game.
Maybe.
She did pretty much a lot for me.
Okay, so it at least gets caught here, so you can't walk through. Go over to the back and ward. Okay. You got damage, good. Don't dash in, please. Okay, yep, save your dash for the Talia. Alright, you can't do anything. Yikes. Did you have Dry Lies? Yeah, okay. So let's look at your vision here. Wait, you're red. Okay. So you see all of them. Let's see when you see Talia. Okay, so she's hitting you from here, so immediately you should dash upwards. Dashing out this way is really dumb because you don't know exactly where he is here. He could be right here, he could be right here, he could be right here, really. Moving, you don't know which way he's moving to, But no matter which way he is here, like which part of the side of the wall he's here, if you dash upwards, he can't hit you anymore. But you dash this way, so if he's hugging the wall close here, which he is, let's see like exactly where he is right now. Yeah, he's just gonna run you down like he does. If you run upwards, you won't get run down. The only threat is one of these guys comes over the wall to get you, but that's a smaller risk than going this way and just getting run down by him, because he doesn't even need a flash or ignite you and you're dead. And yeah, once again, I don't know why you turned for a second. I think that's actually might be what gets you killed. And nah, you were probably dead anyway, but the turn there was definitely unnecessary. Okay. So we can just speed through this. It's not relevant to you because you're dead. 715 gold. So, like I said, Phantom Dancer, probably your best bet here. Death Dance, if you really feel like you need it, wouldn't be the worst buy in this game.
Actually, like, even if I went something defensive here, probably, like, going Hex Shrinker is better than Death Dance.
I don't necessarily agree with that, because the thing about Maw is that it gives MR, but it doesn't give a bunch. It gives a 300 shield, but it only procs when you're low. And when you're an 80 carry and you're low to that point, like, it's already, for Lucian, it's really hard for you to re-enter a fight because of how low range you are compared to someone like all these people. Like, if you're hitting, you're in range of Lee Sin Q. If you're hitting this person, you're in range of like all of her spells. If you're hitting him, well, that's not a really Galio's whatever. But like these two, if you're in a range to like auto and like deal damage, then they're also in a range to put out damage onto you. And you don't ever really want to be in a fight that low. That's strike 1 against Maw. Strike 2 is it really doesn't give you that much magic resist. Like most of like the defensive purposes, it's in the shield, so that doesn't really help that much. And 3, it doesn't give you AD. It doesn't give you a lot of AD. It gives you like 55, I believe, 55 or 50 compared to 75 from Death Dance. And when it's an item that's already only giving you AD, it doesn't give you crit, it doesn't give you attack speed. It needs to give you like more than that for it to really be worthwhile. Especially because it's not like it's even like guaranteed to really save you. The lifesteal and the spell vamp is nice, but because you're Bork Rush Lucian, you already have lifesteal, so it's not as important. Like initial lifesteal is really good, but adding on lifesteal after that isn't like as useful. You know, like 5% lifesteal versus 0 is really big, but like 5% versus 10% or like 10% versus 15%, it starts to mean less and less. And so like while the spell vamp, the lifesteal you get is nice from when you're low, with you get from Maw when you pop the shield is nice. 1, like it's really hard for you to utilize it because you're low range, and 2, like you already have lifesteal, so it's not as useful as it would be otherwise if you didn't have lifesteal. Okay, so you spawn here, you buy a longsword. Okay, jury's still out. I have no idea what that longsword is going into yet. So in this case, at least it's clearing top. Bot lane is about to be even, so you just clear mid here. Only thing you really had to clear. That's fine. Once again, you needed blue trinket like 10 minutes ago. You really gotta get on that.
I'm like level 13 right now.
Yeah. As soon as you hit that level 9, you should be looking out for it. Okay. So honestly, right here, I would literally just put my ward down in the middle of the lane, go back and blood my blue trinket, and buy whatever I'm buying with my longsword, because you have nothing to really farm. Dragon's down for a little bit, and this will be like your last buy before like an important fight. Even if you don't have item, like maybe if you want like Hex Shrinker here, like you said, you don't have enough to buy it, just go back and buy like an elixir for this dragon fight, or the upcoming fight, because the next fight is probably going to decide the game, and you really want to be like real strong for it. Or use up like all of your gold to make sure you're as strong as possible for the next fight. You should not be taking this blue buff. I hope you don't. Okay. Okay, so making a pick on a Rakan here, because he's out of position. So you show up
And he just runs away.
Yep. Okay, so once again, mid wave. What the fuck? Okay, don't call like that. I really don't know what else to say about this. Like, can you walk me through what was going in your mind when you call here? I actually like really unsure. Like some of the other ones I understand, but this one I don't understand. What is the thought process here? Okay, you got better spells to wave clear than call in this case. Yikes. There's really not much. Yeah, there's just a big waste of culling. Like, what's the cooldown on it? Okay, it's like 80 seconds, so it won't even be up for the dragon. Like, it'll be up like shortly after, but like, don't waste your culling like that. Like, once again, you're opening it up without W, and also, you don't need it to wave clear there. Like, you're coming in at an angle and you force them off the minions, you can just kill them with Q and then like finish up with the rest of your spells and some autos. You killed 3 minions, and they were the worst part was they weren't even the melee minions like it take you from Baron. They were ranged minions. Aw, jeez. Okay. So let's walk through what happens here. So you go to get red buff with Sona. Good that you do it with him. It would have been really dangerous alone. He pulls it into the bush. You finish it off here. Don't recall in the open. Recall in a bush, please. This is a recurring thing with you. You take really bad recall spots. Like you're really greedy with like when you recall over here at the turret. Like there's been multiple cases where you recall in like really like sketchy spots. Like that's a habit you need to start cutting out. Just get to a bush or like just walk further away. There's really not much else to say about it. Like these recall spots are really odd. If you're in this bush, I doubt he comes and checks because he's trying to group up with his team middle. He probably just walks through and you get out here. But this fight escalates. You dash away at the start. W, keep autoing. I think your dash is up here. I don't know why you don't just dash over the wall here. And then once you get kicked, you have to dash away. You kind of just get cleaned up. Not much else to really say about it. Your flash wasn't up. It came up right as you died, so that's not the problem. You should have just been faster on the uptake with the dash. Because you saw Lucian come through this ward to come help Galio. So, just lose your red buff there. Oh god, you're going Ghost Blade. Jesus. Uh-oh.
I think like I usually go like Tabby, but like the only reason I'm going like Greaves is I want to try Ghost Blade this game.
Yeah, don't ever do Ghost Blade. That item's just not good anymore. On Lucian. Okay, so team's fighting here. You're not there because he just spawned. Okay. So your culling usage is really odd. I'm going to give you culling, you can break it down to using it in 2 situations. One, when you're entering a fight and you're really far, so you want to put out damage immediately, kind of like laying down covering fire for your team before you get in range to actually use like your other abilities and your autos. That's usage 1 of culling. 2 is when you're getting aggressed on and you've already used up all your cooldowns and you need to kite away, either because you're too low to stay anymore, or you don't have cooldowns and you need to put out damage fast. You're using culling in neither of these. You can basically break down culling into either any of those 2. Like in most situations, either at the start or at the end when you don't have stuff anymore. You're using it in like really odd ways. Regarding the fighting, like you can always
shooting them all at the fucking tank.
You can like that's not even the problem. Like you can cull like to wave clear too, but like the fact that you cull the tank isn't the problem. It's the fact that you're culling like improperly. Like you're culling when you can be using abilities instead of culling. And the thing is like culling is your longest range ability, so you want to use it when you're not in range of everything else. But look at when you start using this culling. He's literally in like melee range of you. Like you could just literally just be autoing right now and then save your culling for later in the fight. But instead, you cull like this whole fight.
I'm even probably close enough to auto him with my gun.
You are.
Like hit him on his head.
Yeah, like so now the fight plays out. You're autoing now. And the fight goes well, but like if you had culling at the end here, you could have just cleaned him up. You know, you didn't need culling at the earlier part of the fight. You might clean him up anyway with like dash flash here, but like you wouldn't have needed to if you had just held your culling. You know, you didn't need to use it when you did. You could have just been autoing, and then once they start retreating because you won the fight, or once you had to start if you had lost the fight and you had to retreat, you could have just culled to back up. You know, no one wants to chase you through culling. There's like so many ways you can use it, but like The worst way you can use it is when you have the ability to use all your other spells, but you choose to use culling instead. So just start identifying those situations. You're like, if you can auto, like, and you're safe to auto and Q and stuff, don't call. If you're not safe and like you're entering a fight late and you need to start putting out damage ASAP before you get in range to auto and Q, then you can call. But don't call if you're in range to use other stuff. That's the best way I can put it. Okay, so what the hell happened here?
Oh, I think I went full retard.
Okay, you missed your W. Okay, I don't even think that's honestly that bad of a play. You just miscalculated. Because I don't think you're killing the inhibitor regardless. So let's see. Let's count how many autos you put onto Xayah instead of the inhib, okay? And let's count how much damage your autos do to the inhib. Do you ever hit the inhib? Oh god. Do you ever hit the inhib? Let's see. You got to hit it at least once. Let's see. Okay, 4,000 HP. Let's do it in slow-mo. Okay, so your autos do 109 to the inhib, okay? So let's count how many autos you put on Xayah. Okay, so you're level up on Xayah, so you're like, hell yeah, let's fight, right? Dash to the side, good, don't dash straight at him. Dash to the side, double shot, W, miss the W, not the end of the world, double shot again, double shot, Q.
I'm actually trying to kite her like out of
Double
that
shot.
Lucian.
Yeah, that's
But
a
whatever.
good play. Yep. And he just goes and targets
I
here.
rooted.
Awesome. Yeah. So let's say you put like 8 to 10, maybe 12 autos worth of damage, like in time, into hitting the Xayah. There's no way you kill the inhib. So I don't think that's a bad play. As much as like you just like, if you're gonna go for a play here, you either go on to Talia. I mean, not Talia. You go on to Xayah or you just run. And I don't think it's the worst play in the world to just try to kill her, because like if you kill her and this guy tries to help and you clean this guy up too, then you can like get in. I guess there's no objective to get, but maybe you can get the inhib off of it or something. Like I don't think it's the
top
worst
tier
thing.
too.
Yeah, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to go for it, especially because you had level lead and stuff too. It's just kind of a slight miscalculation and you die. That happens, you know. That's completely different than just like what was happening in lane phase.
Color the minions.
Yeah, like it's completely different from like everything that's happening, because like that's just like you had like the choice to, and you just like made like a terrible choice, and it's literally like will never be the right choice. Like those cases where you dashed up in lane, or those cases where you left the minions in lane, like those were like straight up like that's straight up a bad decision. But this could have been like this like had potential to be a good situation. It just mechanically it didn't work out, like damage calculation, and just like maybe you could have stuck in another auto and killed him. Maybe if you hit W you could kill him. You know, it had a chance to like be a good play. All this other shit had like zero chance to be a good play, which is why I don't think this is as bad of a decision as like some of the other stuff. Like that's like the difference, and that's like a big difference, because like this actually could have been something whereas the others weren't, which is why you shouldn't feel as bad about it. Like yeah, it sucks that you died. It looked really dumb, but like sometimes that happens. It happens to everyone. It's the stuff that like the stuff you want to cut out is the stuff that will always be bad, not the stuff that like has a chance and whatever, you know, because that just happens. So let's speed up here as you're dead. Oh god, you actually went to Ghost Blade. Please tell me you buy Blue Trinket this game. Please tell me you buy a controller this game. Oh no.
I don't think I
Oh,
actually buy
no.
control or test 80 carries.
Jesus.
I don't know. Like I usually buys it like 3 or 4 of them as top lane though.
You should do the same as AD carry. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, I dashed in.
Uh-oh. Jesus. How did
Wow.
you survive? I'm actually so surprised. At least your Ghost Blade's helping. Alright. So let's look over this fight. This looks like, maybe not the game loser, but it's getting close to the end of the game here. So, you're late to start. If you don't ping your team excessively every single time they start fighting, you should get into the habit of that. Just like, throw like 50 back pings off as soon as a fight starts and you're not there. That's a really good habit. Okay. Unless the fight looks like it's 100% gonna be won. Okay, so Talia cuts off that part of the wall, so you can escape. Oh no, you can't escape this way.
Like, actually, we have 2 dead. Like, I don't even know why we that cocky.
Yeah, this is a bad fight to look for. Okay, once again, like this is where starting out with W helps a lot. Not just because of the speed, but in this case, because you don't actually have that much vision. So like you would have. Let's see.
I didn't even know that. Like, I don't have to auto my freaking W.
Yeah, I'm surprised how many people don't know that. Okay, so you actually have vision when you open up on the call here. You just pick a bad angle
Wait,
to start.
I think I used to have to like auto them.
No,
Don't
I don't think it was ever like that. I could be wrong though. Okay, so at this point, like you should just, so let's take stock of this fight. Okay, so you see this guy off to the side alone. You see 3 people here. This guy's half HP. Your team's closer to collapse. Okay, so based on the fight positioning here, if you dash in this way, who can help you on your team? If you go this way.
Vlad, I think.
Yeah, just Vladimir. If you dash this way and go on a her, who can help you on your team?
Sona and Vlad.
Exactly. And where are more people going to be? Like, obviously, there's at best 2 here, and there's definitely 3, possibly 4 here. So, the better play, if you're gonna, like, you have 3 options. You dash this way, you dash this way, or you dash this way. The safest one, obviously, is this one. You get the fuck out. But if you're choosing a fight, the better option is to go onto this person on the side here, because if you go this way onto these people right here, let's just go all vision real quick. Where is okay? Lee Sin's like in no man's land. Okay, like he's not even a part of this. Obviously you don't know that, but like based on your information, like it's gonna be less people here, and if you engage onto whatever side you pick, the people will be far from you. Either they go around and loop, or they come through this choke. But regardless, you'll have time to push them off, and you can get out this way afterwards, right? Because if you dash this way, this guy has to respect you. He has to back off, even if Lucian is right there, and then you can exit out this way. So not only does this give you a chance to get a kill here if he doesn't react fast enough to you dashing on him, you're still safe afterwards because he can't actually kill you if you go this way. His team's too far to respond immediately, and then you just walk out. But you make the worst decision out of the 3 here, and you dash forward into 3 people, potentially 4. You know he's here now, but you don't know that right now. If Lee Sin's right over this wall here, he dashes to Talia, kick, Q, you're dead. It actually ends up going sort of okay, because they don't insta-CC you. They wait a little bit, you actually put damage on Talia, so Galio is forced to ultimate Talia to save her. And then you somehow get out of this because Lee Sin was super far, but...
And my ghost plate?
Yeah, it's true. But, like, those are, like, in-fight decisions that you should start to look out for immediately. Just, like, when you see, like, people are split, you always want to go onto the side where there's less people, so there's a higher chance for the fight to succeed. But just in general, when you're down people like you were at the start of that fight, you don't even want to be fighting in any way. So, let's go back to all vision. You have money for absolutely nothing except a control ward, which you won't buy. And you don't search trinkets. Okay, just auto what's in front of you here. You can't go up, you don't have enough of a team. Okay, fine dash because he's split from the rest of his team. There's no follow-up available. He gets out. You have culling. Okay, it's fine. Probably wouldn't have done anything. So we'll go catch the top wave with Elise here. There's a small chance that you might rotate on it, so it's good to go with Elise. Okay, catch some minions here. Okay, you can do golems and one more wave. Do the wave first. Golems will always be there, the wave won't. Okay. Clear all these, go do your golems, put a ward in the bush.
Which I didn't. I placed a ward there though.
You place, okay, that's fine actually. You could have done the golems too. I'm not sure why you didn't. I guess not a big deal though. Get the red buff. In this case, it's not too bad. You get the red buff and recall because it's not exactly you don't have.
We're calling in the open again.
You're calling the open again, but you don't have control of your jungle anymore, like 100% control of your jungle anymore. So it's fine to grab it here before recalling, just because like they might get it. So this one's a little bit more acceptable, but ideally, if it's safe, you don't ever want to do that. Once again, you're in range of everything, and you start calling immediately. Very odd fight.
This is probably the... Wait, Can you rewind this?
Yeah, I just want to watch the fight first, and I play it in slow-mo after. Okay. So...
Did I just saw Swain running in without ulting?
That's irrelevant. We're focusing on you. Okay. Don't worry about the rest of your team. We'll talk about it. Like we'll talk about them in relation to you, but we're not gonna touch on their mechanics. Okay. So, if you want to cull right here, you shoot W into culling. You want to do it right here. That's okay. But what happens is you walk up, stop, keep walking up, and you walk into Q range. You're in Q range right now, and then you start culling. This is like the worst way to use culling, you know? Like I said, if you want to enter a fight by W into cull from long range and you walk yourself into range, that's fine. But you don't walk into range and then start culling, because then you're just wasting DPS. You walk up and start culling with all of your cooldowns up. So, you're wasting this culling, you're wasting this culling, you're wasting this culling. You take a bunch of damage, and now you're half HP because you walked up at the start of the fight. You're half HP without culling now, so the only way you can do damage now is with your shorter range abilities, your shorter range Q and your autos, because you use your culling at the start. Imagine you had used all of your first abilities first, you used all your basic attacks and your Qs and your Ws and your dashes, and then at this point you start culling away. Then, like, not only would they be lower, and then you start culling now, like, you wouldn't have to put yourself in risk. But because you don't have culling anymore, you have to walk up and shoot autos, you put yourself in range to get hit by spells, and then Rakan comes into the back line here, you get charmed, Galio comes out, and you're 100% dead. You can't get out of this anymore. And just one more small thing, Talia ignites you, I believe. Or is it Morello that's on you?
Some Morello and
Ignite, okay. Yeah,
is it Ignite?
It's Morello is on you, and then Ignite reapplies Grievous
Oh,
wounds.
I thought it's Leandri's.
Leandri's is on you too. But, like, when you have Grievous wounds on you in a fight, you kind of just want to back up and wait for it to fall off before you heal. Especially because at this point, you're so low mana, you don't have enough for Q, you don't have enough... Okay, you have barely enough for W, but you have W and E, essentially, at this point in the fight. So, like, you already don't really want to be a part of this fight anymore, so it's fine to just back off, wait for the Grievous wounds, and then heal, and then maybe look to re-enter if the fight is still going on. But the thing is, like, you don't contribute much to this fight anymore at that point with your mana, and you re-enter it, you heal with Grievous wounds on you, and you just get cleaned up by Rakan Galio at the end, and then the game's over. So, talking about, like, where you should be positioned in relation to your team in this fight, like, your team actually plays it relatively okay, you know, they all go in at the start, they provide frontline for you, like, honestly, a lot of this fight is on you, and Swain is late, but Galio's late too. Like, if you'd just been autoing, like, this whole time and putting out damage instead of culling, you would have been in a way better spot. You would have been way, like, maybe you wouldn't have been healthier, but, like, you walk up really close with your culling, and then, like,
I think I always want to hit them with my gun.
Yeah. Like, your team provided pretty good frontline for you, you know, like, Vlad went straight in for you, the Elisa's in the front for you, Swain walks up to frontline for you here, so it's not even, like, your team's fault that you can't fight. It's honestly pretty much all fault of your own that you can't really fight here, because you get yourself chunked walking into melee range while culling, rather than this, like, kiting properly and, like, auto-attacking and then culling at the end when you couldn't step up into range anymore, because you're apprehensive here, right? And you're good to be apprehensive because you're low. But the thing is, like, you didn't have to be low, and if you have culling in this case, you can just cull, and you can do damage from here, because you don't want to walk up. You know, you don't want to walk up because you know you're going to die if you get hit by stuff. So that's why you want culling for scenarios like this at the end of fights. But because you use cull at the beginning of fights, when you don't need to use it, you're forced to step up closer than you'd like, and what ends up happening is you get Rakan charmed into Galio ult, and it's over. And I think they just end, right?
Yeah, they ended.
Okay. So, let me pull up, I'm gonna log in and just show you masteries real quick, and then we'll do a wrap up. Wow.
Basically, all about my culling and my E. So retarded.
Some part, like, yeah, like, there's, like, some lane allocation. Like, there's, okay, so your laning really needs to be cleaned up for starters. Whatchamacallit, your minion wave management isn't great. You're very apprehensive. You're way too slow to push lanes when you're resetting. Um, your lane trading is really weak. You need to start looking to open up with Q instead of open up with E. It's a lot safer, and holding your E for when they try to counter engage on your Q poke and counter trade off your Q poke and your W poke. You'll win so many more trades like that. You'll notice. You should notice immediately how much safer it is. Open up with Q. Stop being so apprehensive about using your mana in lane. There's way too many times where you just have your Q up and you can walk up and poke with it or clear minions with it and push the wave in and then look for trades with minion advantage, but you don't. You're just really passive in lane until you randomly decide to dash up and take bad trades. You start looking more aggressively to use your Q to trade and use your Q to clear minions and shove up and take lane priority and get minion advantage. Your laning will clean up a lot. There was that really bad um, point where you fucked up the minion wave really bad, but I'll give you a pass on that. It only happened one time. You should know better now. Don't repeat that. Same thing. Smaller thing. When you're pushing, make sure you're always autoing. Don't be waiting the last hit. Just make sure you're autoing like minions that are healthy. If you're waiting for a last hit instead of just waiting there, because remember the end goal. Like you want to get all the minions, but your end goal is to get the wave pushed as fast as possible. So remember that. Item builds. Just do Bork, Cleaver, PD, IE, Death Stance, or GA
Wait,
last or
actually,
something.
when should I choose like rapid fire cannon, and when should I choose?
I think PD is almost always better, just because you're almost like always going to be like fighting someone who's diving you as Lucian. If no one's diving you at all, then go rapid fire cannon. But those games are really rare. Team fighting left a lot to be desired, but like we already talked about it. Just be more aware of like when you have to use culling. Don't use it at the start of a fight if you don't need to use it. If you can go in and put damage out safely, then do it without using culling. Your culling should be only when you're entering a fight late and you need to start putting damage out before you get in range, or at the end of a fight where you can't get in range anymore, either because you're too low to get in range or they're running away from you and they're trying to not die. Those are the two times you should be using your culling, not at the start like you're using. Let me screen share my client real quick. What the hell? I can't. What the hell? It doesn't let me screen share my client? Alright, whatever. I'll just screen share my whole window. You see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so fuck. 80 carry masteries, this usually, this. Bounty Hunter or Battle Trance is usually the best. Really depends
Okay,
on
so I
preference.
just choose like bounty hunter when I feel like I can crush them, right?
Yeah, that's fine. And then so we'll break down like what you get from resolve versus cutting, right? So you can get the health or bonus regen. This generally better. Gives you extra regen in lane. This is generally the best thing. 2 less damage from every auto, and it just adds up over time. You could do this too, but it's not super useful. You're not really roaming a lot as AD carry, and you could do this too, but this is really only useful versus Caitlyn, where you're just shoved under turret the whole lady phase. Generally, this is the most consistent. Either of these is fine. This is more like level 2 all-in HP. 50 HP is very, 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 very useful early on.
Like one auto more.
Yeah, an extra auto. Or this is okay too if you're not playing so much for the lane phase. It just makes your lifesteal a little stronger. And then this is the big kicker though. Summoner spell cooldown reduction. That's extra 45 seconds on your flash, and I believe 35 seconds on your heal, which is a pretty big deal if you're fighting constantly, because your summoner spells will be up before there, so you can take more all-ins. And Fearless is actually low-key really, really good as well. Playing against someone who, like a mage who puts like all their bursts out at the same time, like a Talia or like a Fizz or like a Syndra, this makes you deceptively hard to kill. Like especially if you couple it with like Ninja Tabi or like Merc Treads. Like when Fearless procs, you'll be like over like 100 on armor or like MR depending on like whatever you got, Tabi or Treads. And then when you add it in with like maybe like Guardian Angel armor and like Black Cleaver HP and like Phantom Dancer damage reduction, it actually makes you a lot harder to kill. And I just think in general that's more worth it than what you get from Cunning, which is basically extra last hit ability, which is nice. Biscuits, 3% damage, and I think most people actually do one in this and 4, so it's like 2.4, and then Dangerous Game. Like basically, Dangerous Game is probably the best mastery here. It'll save you a decent amount of times, but that's dependent on you getting a kill first. And like generally as AD carry, people are diving you at the start, right? So if you want to like that's the worst thing that can happen, right? You die at the start, which is what Fearless helps you survive. Which is why I just think Resolve Tree is better, either for Summoner Spell cooldown or Fearless. That's about it.
Mhm.
So yeah, you have any questions before we finish up?
Yeah. What should I finish after Phantom Dancer? Like I still
IE,
have like 2 items.
IE and GA usually.
ING. What about like Last Whispers?
You usually don't need it because of Cleaver. If they have a lot of armor, you can get it after PD, or after IE if you don't feel like you need GA. Death Dance is also an option instead of GA, but yeah, generally PDIE is like the most damage after Bork Cleaver. So if you're not feeling like too threatened by anything, that's what you'd go.
Okay. Well, I guess that's all. Like it's been like 2 hours.
Yeah, that's fine. I usually go way over anyway. I just generally how I'll always do it is like if there's like I'm not gonna like shortchange you just because like you make like extra like you made like a lot of things that I could point out. And it's just like if we pay for one replay, it's gonna be one replay, you know, even if it goes a little long. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll see you around, dude.
Okay. See ya. Peace.